Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to Tower of God New World. In today's video, I'm going to talk about an SSR unit that is completely forgotten and nobody uses this character at all. Like, this character is literally collecting dust at this very moment. But before I go into any details, let's hear a word from our sponsor. Guys, are you sick and tired of sitting in front of your computer downloading an emulator just to play a mobile game on your PC? Well, I have a solution for you. Now.gg. Now.gg is a cloud platform that gives you the ability to play mobile games without downloading an emulator on your PC. Because you guys already know, in order for you to play a mobile game on your PC, you have to use an emulator. But Now.gg takes it to the next level. All you have to do is go on Google, search up Now.gg, enter the website, and boom, you already have access to any game that you want to play on Now.gg. Tower of God is a perfect example. Let's pull up the game. As you guys can see, I put my info in and no need to download the game. I'm already in the game. When it comes to gameplay, you guys have nothing to worry about. The gameplay runs perfectly fine, just like it does on the phone or on any other emulator. As you guys can see, we're currently fighting an enemy team right now. Are we actually going to win this? If we win this, the sponsored segment, I'm a Giga Chad. But let's see if we actually win this right here. Top ult, E-Ring ultimate, come on. Okay, we got the bomb ult. There we go. We win the fight. So you guys can see that the gameplay is perfect on now.gg. The fact that you don't even have to download the game, you just have immediate access and you can start playing whenever you want. So if you want to have immediate access for any mobile game you want to play on your PC, click the link in the description down below and you can get started today. But I hope you guys enjoyed this segment. Let's go ahead and head back to the video. Now, when we take a look at all of these characters, now I'm not talking about, the old SSR units that pretty much didn't have a release. Like all of these characters, Rack, Bomb, these characters, they were already in the game when the game launched. What I'm talking about is a unit that was released and nobody pretty much uses this character at all. So when we take a look at all these characters, the number one unit that I feel like nobody uses at all is, if I can actually find her. And of course, there's other units that nobody uses. Let's say this guy, for example. Like, this guy has to be one of the worst units in the game, 100%. But when it comes to units that got released into the game, like they pretty much had their own event. If I can actually find her, there she is. This character fell off so hard. It's not even the fact that she fell off. It's the fact that she is just completely useless in every single way. Like, when I look at her kit, when she first came out, I was like, okay, the fact that she is a red element unit, she's going to add survivability to red element because red element, they did lack survivability. So when I read her kit, I was like, okay, she can provide shield to the team. She can do counter attacks. And that's pretty solid. But that's when she first came out. And the more the more time passed by, this unit just became terrible. Like, she is completely useless. And the fact that we have SSR Phase 2 in Revolution and it's just not even that good. Like, when we look at the ultimate, it says becomes invincible while using Heavenly Blessing. And then for Revolution Tier 5, it says increases attack of ally healed by the caster's basic attack by 40%. Like, why would you guys make her scale off of basic attack when she is a unit that's supposed to shield allies? Like, that makes no sense to me. If we look at her kit, like, does she even do basic attacks? Like, for her special move, there's no basic attack. For her active skill right here, a chain heal, there's no basic attack involved. When we look at this active skill right here, we literally don't see any basic attack in her kit except for her passive. So it says Ranmei will use basic attacks to heal the ally for 100% of her attack instead of attacking enemies. In addition, allies who recovered HP or gain a barrier from Ranmei's skill where basic attacks become immune to stun for 4 seconds. If an ally immune to stun is hit with a stun attack, the attacker takes 200% of Ranmei's attack as damage and becomes silenced for 2 seconds. So her passive does have basic attack, but remember, she is a support, unit. She's a support unit who pretty much focuses on healing allies and placing barriers for allies. That's literally it. Her special move is what It's like her special move is the key part of her kit. And the fact that her barrier isn't even that crazy, like her barrier, enemies can literally pierce through the barrier with ease. Like this unit, I don't know, man. It's like there's nothing wrong with Netmarble releasing, terrible characters because let's be honest, the amount of characters that Netmarble released recently, it's insane. We got Hayura, we got Vivi, we got SSR plus Yua, Kaiser. Like all these characters are absolutely busted. Compressed Rack, they're amazing. So, there's nothing wrong when it comes to releasing characters that are not that good, over time because we have units like Verdi, for example. Verdi, she definitely fell off because of Kaiser. Like Kaiser definitely pushed Verdi down in the meta because Verdi was pretty much, the top unit against bosses because of her passive. But the fact that, Kaiser, she pretty much dominates the boss meta. Verdi is literally useless. Like the only time I would use Verdi is if I want to do additional damage. Like if I'm using Kaiser as my main DPS, and if I want to do a little bit more damage, then I would use Verdi. Other than that, it's like this unit is absolutely useless because Kaiser just took over. Kaiser completely took over the meta. So yeah, Ron May, this unit, I was hoping that phase two, it will include some sort of buff where, she can, let's say for her special move, when she activates the barrier, she can, like the barrier can now block projectile attacks. Because when we look at the barrier, it doesn't say anything about blocking projectile attacks. Like we look at it, it says Ron May creates a barrier for all allies equal to 1000% of her attack for 8 seconds. Allies with a barrier have their effect resistance increased by 60 while it is active. There's no, projectile block. That would have been very useful because there are a lot of units who pretty much do projectile attacks. We got Kunadon, we got um Kaiser, we got a lot of units to do projectile attacks. Punisher in, so I feel like if they were to add, a buff where her barrier can block projectile attacks, she would be useful. And for her tier 5, I mean, the fact that she has basic attack in her kit, but it doesn't really benefit her that much because, she is a support unit. So there's no reason for them to include basic attack in her kit. When she first came out, her damage was pretty good because everybody was in the early phase of the game. Like everybody was in like floor 40, floor 30. But now that everybody's on like floor 50 and above, this unit has no value and she is completely useless, in higher deficits. Even in mid deficits, she's just not useful at all. So this unit is 100% the most forgotten SSR character ever. Like she is just completely useless. I can't find any use for this unit at all. Her barrier doesn't even do anything. So what we're gonna do is if we come over here to Expedition, can we do Red Trial? Okay, we can't do Red Trial today. That's totally fine. But we're gonna try to do Trials of Chaos. I'm currently on floor. I'm on trial 445. I need to go higher, but we're gonna put Ron May in a red team comp, and I want to see how she performs. Even though I don't have, her ignition weapon set, like I don't have it built properly, that's totally fine. So we have red team comp right here. So what I'm gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and pretty much replace Gia, and we're gonna put in Ron May. And you guys are gonna see exactly what I'm talking about here. So she's gonna put her barrier, and the enemy is just gonna pierce through that barrier like it's nothing. And like I said, the fact that we're in a higher deficit now, her damage is just irrelevant. Like there's no reason to even focus on her damage because she's a support unit. Her job at the end of the day is to, support allies, but she completely fails at that. So let's see how juicy her barrier is. Okay, wait for it to activate it. Now remember, even though we beat this trial, this is a pretty mid deficit. So what I'm really focused on is her shield. You see, look at how the enemy is piercing through the shield. That's why this unit is just so, and look at that one tap. I don't know, man. It's like this unit, there's just no use for her at all. Like at least make her barrier tanky. It's not tanky at all. Like it's absolutely terrible. We're gonna go ahead and put Gia back in this team so we can get that attack boost. If we can actually find her, there she is. Let's go ahead and put Gia back into the team. And let's see what happens, man. I'm definitely thinking about activating Gia's tier 4 because she can boost a red element allies attack by 80%, which is very nice. So definitely going to activate her tier 4 eventually. And I'm also going to activate Hwarun's I think tier 5 because she can boost attack when people are sitting on her pathway. But you guys can see that for Gia, she is being a lot more useful. Even though we still lost that, my Jinsung, I need to get a lot more copies on him for sure. Because I will say red element, my red element team is, it's a little bit weak. I need to make it a lot more stronger. But Ron May, this unit, completely forgotten. And honestly, I feel like will Netmarble, will they release, more units like that in the future? Maybe. I don't know. But is it a bad thing? Honestly, not really, because like I said, the amount of units that Netmarble they've released in Tower of God New World these past couple months, they've been absolutely insane. Like Yi-Ring, she's not broken, but she is still a pretty good unit. And we got SR plus Yua, we got Endorsi, she is absolutely amazing. We got Hats. He can literally deal insane damage as a tank unit, which is nuts. And we also have, Vivi, Joaquin, Hayira, Vargar. Like, the amount of characters that they released that are meta in this game is completely insane. So I wouldn't be disappointed if they release another character similar to Ron May, where the character is just absolutely useless, because that can pretty much help us save up for a unit that is, way more powerful. So next update, we're gonna have Garam coming next update, and we're also gonna have Princess Anak, Anak's mother, who's coming next update. So Garam, she's definitely gonna be a good unit, 100%. Like physical and magic resistance buff, she's definitely gonna be good. But for Princess Anak, we don't know which element she's going to be, and if she ends up being a mid unit, I wouldn't be mad, because that pretty much gives us time to save up for a unit that's going to be pretty much insane in the future. We have, really good units coming up. We have Lilio, who's coming soon. We got Calivan, I think that's how you say his name. Everybody's hyped about that character. We have White, who's coming soon. So many crazy characters coming in the future. So I do feel like when it comes to devs releasing characters that are not meta, they're pretty much mid and trash, it kind of benefits free-to-play players, because that gives them the opportunity to save up for a unit that is pretty much busted in the future. And another good thing is in Tower of God, this is the most free-to-play game I've ever played in my life. Like, the amount of rewards we get in this game, somebody said it in the comment section down below that they came from 7 Deadly Sins Grand Cross, and the difference between that game and this game is insane. The amount of rewards that we get in this game, the fact that you can max out an SSR plus unit in this game is crazy. And SSR plus is literally the highest rarity. So Tower of God New World is literally one of the most free-to-play games I've ever played in my entire life. This game is extremely free-to-play friendly. So yeah, Rod May, overall, this unit, she's just there. She's literally just sitting. She's just sitting on the shelf, not doing anything. Just absolutely useless. For Vicente, I will say Vicente, he definitely fell off, but at least he still does his job, which is to one-shot enemies. Like, he is perfect against Kunadon. He is perfect against annoying enemies like Punisherin. He's going to drag them and one-tap them, which is really good. So Vicente, he still does his job, but he is definitely falling off, because after he does his one-shot, he's pretty much useless. So Vicente, pretty much falling off, but still does his job the right way. But for Ron May, he's trash. Garbage character. But that's pretty much all I wanted to talk to you guys about in today's video. Make sure you hit the like button and subscribe if you haven't. I really appreciate it. And if you guys are wondering how am I able to play this game in landscape mode, there's an emulator called BlueStacks. I'm going to put it in the comment section down below for you guys. You can download this emulator and you can literally play any mobile game you want to play in landscape mode, which is really nice. But I hope you guys have a good one. Peace.